Like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, or this will be in your bed tonight. What is something insignificant that you passionately hate? In these unprecedented times, now more than ever, buy a Toyota. When the microwave keeps beeping even after you've opened the door to get your food out, like I know it's done. That's why I'm opening it. You don't need to keep screaming at me, thanks. Best thing I ever googled is the mute combo for my microwave. Most microwaves have a hidden function, like hold down button 2 to turn off the beep notification. Saves my sanity and hearing. I need to look this up for my mom's microwave. It gives 4 very loud, shrill beeps when it's done, and if you don't get the food out within a minute, it does it again. If you hit the cancel button, it beeps 4 times quickly, as though it just has to get in those beeps. I hate that microwave. That shark fin shaped spot on my windshield that my wipers can't reach. You should invent a horizontal wiper that goes back and forth on a track. I was thinking about ones that would move in an elliptical motion rather than the radial arc. Video game ads that don't show actual gameplay footage. Or the ones that show what looks like a fun game but is actually just another Candy Crush. I'm looking at you. Homescapes. That's so many mobile game ads. It feels like there are 3 types of mobile games. Shitty Match 3, Shitty Kingdom Builder, and Shitty MMORPG. My wife leaving the microwave on a random number instead of zeroing it out so the time displays. I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it does. Microwaves should zero out after 5 minutes of non-use. This should be Biden's first executive order. This is the change our country really needs. People who stand in a 30-minute line, but wait until they get to the register to look at the menu. Mine is kind of like this. Why doesn't a drive-thru have 2 menus? I hate how I'm waiting behind another car for 5 minutes and can't see the menu. Then when I pull up and can finally see the menu, they ask me what I want right away. The local Jack in the Box has a double menu set up in the drive-thru. The first menu is exactly 1 car length in front of the actual ordering menu. It's lovely. People who try to get on the elevator before letting people off. Or onto the bus before letting people off. Or the train. People who watch TV or movies on their phone, without headphones in the break room. I've been through it at, albeit not super pricey, seated restaurant, where the table to my immediate left and right are playing videos on their phones full volume. One was the raucous laugh track after every literal sentence insanity of 2.5 Men. The other was a revolving set of internet fail clips. Completely ruined my meal, and because no one else seemed bothered I endured it in silence. We've asked to move in a restaurant before. Someone was letting a full volume tablet babysit their kid at a table adjacent. The staff seemed a little put out, until we said we'd be happy if they asked the other table to turn the tablet down. They moved us happily and quickly instead. People that pull out in front of you when no one is driving behind you, and then drive 20 miles an hour. This. Fundamentally, I don't mind people pulling out in front like this, but if you do, fucking gun it. The rule I was taught was that if the person you pulled out in front of has to slow down, you should have waited or accelerated faster, though this is my own addition. When people inappropriately use an apostrophe in the plural form of a word. Sundays. This time of year it's so rampant on holiday cards. No apostrophe needed in Happy Holidays from the Smiths. My manager wrote, because Christmas is this Friday, employees will be allowed to wear jeans to work, on a whiteboard. I couldn't stop staring at it. I didn't say anything, but I discreetly erased the apostrophe when no one was looking, lol. People that walk through busy pedestrian areas with zero self-awareness. You know, the ones almost bumping into you as they're glued to their phones. Stopping suddenly in front of you to gaze in a window. 4 people walking spread out and making others step into the street. The list goes on. Or stopping to do their stuff right in middle of the doorway. Last week the lady in front of me at the doctor's office stopped to dig in her purse directly in front of the open elevator doors. JFC. One of my biggest social pet peeves are people who refer to others by their first name when it's likely you don't know who they are. For example, a coworker saying they ate dinner with Sam and Robert on the weekend. When you ask who Sam Robert are, they say my brothers-in-law. Like, did you really think I know your bills by name? Or long-winded discussions at work about 2 or more other people with no names or pronouns. Like, I don't know who said what when everyone is she. Being asked, are you sure about really trivial decisions? Them, do you want a Coke or Pepsi? Me. Coke. Them. Are you sure? Me. Oh god, I don't know. Throws self off building. Kinda unrelated, but reminds me of when I say something as clearly as possible, and they still ask, what do you mean? Me. I had a big breakfast. Dad, what do you mean? Question mark? What about that statement confuses you or requires more clarity? Tell us what food groups you ate. How many grams of each? What specific food entity you ate and what your current weight is. Then, after due calculations and considerations, we will decide whether that was a big breakfast you ate or not. You know that little bit of soda at the bottom of the can that you can never reach? But if something knocks over the can, it will magically be able to spill out. People who are making a phone call while simultaneously making a transaction with a live human being in front of them. Yeah, I'm here for my meds. Hold on 1 second. I know. Jake, isn't that crazy? I thought the same thing. My birth date? Okay, just get off the damn phone. So rude. I went to pick up my meds one day and the lady in front of me was on her phone and the poor pharmacist couldn't get a word out to her. Before the lady left, the pharmacist let her have it and told her she's not even supposed to help her if she's on her phone and she can't effectively do her job if the woman isn't answering her questions. I love seeing the pharmacist get harsh with the lady. She needed a big ol' wake up call. It is rude for customers to speak on the phone while interacting with anyone in person, but when a pharmacist is trying to instruct you on your medication, it is rude and stupid. People who spend 10 minutes circling a half-full parking lot to find a marginally closer spot to the store entrance. If they'd just picked a parking spot a bit further out, they'd be in the store already instead of circling, and their incessant circling creates traffic for people trying to leave the lot or walk to their car. Just park 15 spots further away already. I always preferred parking far away. Less dumb fucks. Less likely for someone to hit your car. 2. People that are ahead of me in the gas station buying a shit ton of lottery tickets or scratches, then they stand at the counter to scratch them off, lose, and then buy more. Rinse and repeat. The really fucked up people are the ones who just scratch where the barcode is and immediately hand them back to the cashier for price scanning. Leaving shopping carts randomly in the parking lot. You'll probably enjoy the channel Cart Narcs on YouTube then. It's a dude who just confronts people too lazy to put their cart away. When you are gonna walk trough a door and your shirt or backpack, etc. gets stuck on the handle. Or when the earphones cord gets caught as you're walking by and they get violently yanked out. Fills me with irrational rage every single time. When I see new neighborhoods being built with houses starting at least 650k, and they have no yard and the houses are literally 3 feet apart from each other. Ah yes, affordable family first time buyer houses. In the Vancouver area, these homes start at 1 million and you can touch both houses by holding your arms out. Putting on the brights to compensate for a dead headlight. Or people who just use the brights all the time and are inconsiderate of other drivers. Oh, and those newer headlights that are blue tinted, don't know what they are called, and are stupid bright. I have chronic migraines and that shit gives me one every damn time. I'm not 100% sure, but those might be called xenon headlights. People who have every sound notification enabled on their phones, down to the fake keyboard clicking noise it makes when composing a text. I recently had to minute a Zoom meeting. At one point chimes were heard over the meeting. They went on and on for a few minutes at regular intervals. The sound squelched over people's words, making it hard to make out what they were saying. Eventually the host of the meeting said, "Oh sorry, someone is sending me a bunch of invitations for all of next year's meetings. Turn off your sound notifications. If you do not want to turn off the sounds, at least set Zoom to mute those notifications. If you don't know how or want to do those things, at least close Outlook while you are in a Zoom meeting. You are the effing host of the meeting. You of all people shouldn't be disrupting it." Commercials that have the food cannibalize each other. Just why? The cinnamon toast crunch ads are certainly strange. Not exactly cannibalism, but the Pop-Tart commercials make me rather uneasy. When they lick their finger to turn the page, Once is fine, but every page? May as well lick the book first before you finger it. Personally, I would recommend licking before fingering. People who talk on speakerphone or listen to music videos without headphones in public. Literally no one else wants to be subjected to your noise pollution. Stop it. Pretty sure this was the one of the lost commandments. Thou shalt fuck off with that bullshit. Something like that. Walking behind slow walkers. Trying to overtake fast walkers. You walk slightly faster than them. So to walk past them you have to walk at a comically fast speed. I think I just regurgitated a comment I've seen on Ask I before. Considering that I now work at a grocery store, people who leave refrigerated frozen items not in the refrigerators or freezers, and sometimes people who try to start a conversation. Just leave me alone and let me ring you out so you can leave. Edit. Also people who leave broken items on near the shelves. Almost got a knife to the knee tonight. Make sure you frequently go down the laundry detergent aisle. People like to stick their unwanted raw chicken behind the containers and can't be bothered to tell anyone about it. Oh my god, when I worked in grocery, someone decided they didn't want the frozen fish they picked up, so they shoved it on a shelf behind some stacks of paper plates. Nobody noticed it, so it sat there overnight. The manager came in the next morning and the entire front half of the store reeked like fish. It had thawed and the package leaked, so there was fish juices all over the shelves and products. We had to take those shelves apart and scrub them. It took almost an entire week for the smell to completely disappear. People when there's a clear lineup at a gas station till bust out a massive wad of lottery tickets, and then you spend 10 minutes listening to Wahoo or Not a Winner when you just want to get to work. I agree, but also, if they win they spend ages picking out new tickets to buy. On a related note, I hate when people park at the pump and are not getting gas. The fact that the word palindrome isn't a palindrome. Phonetics isn't spelled phonetically either. Imordnilap though is a word that makes another word when spelled backwards though. God, dog. Groups of people who block the entire sidewalk as they walk and talk, walking suru slowly without regard for anyone else. Children yelling or screaming, advertisements, car horns, basically everything that is inconsiderate to others or is shoved in your face. Leaving the dish scrubber in the sink with the dirty dishes. I don't want to reach my hand into the mucky water to find the thing. FFS. And if it's totally gross, I have to clean it off so I can use it to scrub the dishes. Come on. People who stand and talk in the middle of the walkways and aisles at stores. Come on now Cindy and Tammy. I know you haven't seen each other in a month, but find somewhere else to chat. Homie, just trying to get some Wheaties and you're standing in the way. One rule at house parties was always, no doorway conversations. Chewing with your mouth open. Talking with food in your mouth. Especially when someone who's streaming is doing it. You've got a microphone in front of your face and you think it's cool to just loudly chew into it? The phrase "we'll touch base," it absolutely grates on me. I have no reason to hate it. I just do. You seem pretty upset about that. Let's circle back to it later and we'll touch base on your opinions more. Managers who insist on calling meetings and giving long-winded instruction about some mistake or infraction one or two people committed instead of having the balls to just go talk personally to the one or two people. It will be no shocker to you to know that studies in education have found this method of correction to be spectacularly ineffective. It's counterproductive because the people being wrongfully corrected are less likely to comply in future. That's right up there with the professor lecturing the people in the room about the large number of absences. The sound of windshield wipers squeaking or skipping on the glass. I have an aunt who turns on her cell phone when she needs to call someone. When she is done she turns it off. No one can ever reach her, so at the end we always call her husband. It's for my convenience, not yours. Does she say this? Mouth sounds. It makes me irrationally angry. People who leave their dirty dishes in a communal sink, meaning other people can't use the sink. People that don't use their turn signals. Fuck them. Thank you essential workers, while they continue to pay them minimum wage and do nothing to show them they care. People who pronounce tissue without a sh sound but with an S sound. What's the ICU with it? When people say thank you for the gold kind stranger, it just irks me so much and I don't know why. Like nails on a chalkboard. Edit. I won't say it. I won't. The Romeo and Juliet trope. Exactly. Do people not realize Romeo and Juliet is a tragic story about warring families and the death of two teenagers? It is not a love story. People who make more noise than is required, as in slamming a car door shut when you just need to close it, slamming cabinet doors. Excessive noise irritates me, although my 3-year-old runs around screaming and it doesn't bother me, so that's weird I guess. So maybe adults that have the capacity to be less obnoxious and choose not to be are the problem. People that wear face masks without covering their nose. That's not insignificant. People with their fingers on the trigger in movies when they are just carrying or holding it. Poor trigger discipline is hard to watch. Influencers, kindly fuck off already. People who don't look when crossing the street in a crosswalk. Yes, I know you have the right of way, but just for the sake of argument, let's imagine that I didn't see you step out into traffic or that my brakes choose this moment to fail. Do you really think the payout from my insurance is going to do much to comfort your next of kin? My motto is the written law says pedestrians have right of way. The laws of physics say the car doesn't give a fuck. Flathead screws. People who wear an excessive amount of perfume cologne. I don't mind if you want to wear a nice subtle scent, but if I can still smell you even after you've left the room, it's too much. When people clap their hands after every word to emphasize what they're saying, it feels like they're talking to a toddler and it's annoying and insulting. Being caught behind a slow driver from out of state. If you're lost, pull over and let me get back to getting home out of this clusterfuck. My dad gets hot in a vehicle, so instead of taking off his coat before he gets in, he leaves the coat on and drives with the windows down in the middle of winter. Drives me insane. No, I do not want the wind zipping through the cab of the car and snowflakes flying in. Please turn the heat down or take off a layer. Itchy skin. I have a patch of eczema on my ring finger and bug, but also seasonal dryness on my legs. People that randomly brake. Straight, level road. Randomly brake. Going down a hill. Randomly brake. Green light. Going with traffic. Randomly brake. Just fucking go. GIFs that don't loop. Loud motorcycles. Speed bumps. They are the absolute bane of my already miserable existence and send me into a fucking rage every time I encounter them. Screaming toddlers. Parents that don't do anything about it either. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. My schedule being disrupted. I am a planner. I like to know what I'm doing where for how long. But my free time is mostly wasted anyway, so it isn't as if anything is lost. I just get so irrationally upset because it feels so disrespectful. Bad grammar. This and abbreviating already short words. We've all grown up with a full keyboard in front of us and now have it on our cell phones with autocorrect. Why the hell are you using U and 2 instead of just writing it out? I mean, for fuck's sake. My husband thinks I'm grinchy, but I hate this trend of inflatable holiday decorations. They seem to get bigger and bigger and are such a waste of material and energy. More crap for the landfills. The McDonald's bar da bar bar bar. I hate it. It makes me angry and I don't even know why. I don't frequent McDonald's anyway, but if I did, that stupid jingle would make me stop. And I know this isn't asking about commercials, but that seems to be what I passionately hate. I cannot stand the Keurig commercial with James Corden. I've considered writing to Keurig to let them know that the commercial has turned me off so much that I will never buy another Keurig product again. Not that I had planned to. I have a cheap knockoff that works great, but they don't know that. But I want to throw things at my TV when that comes on. Hate it. When I worked at McDonald's, there was a manager who tried to condition the crew to yell "I'm loving it" whenever she went bar da bar bar bar. It didn't work. Nobody liked her, and she was eventually arrested for dealing meth out of the drive-thru. People smacking their food. Forced work get-togethers that involve group icebreaker games. Please just trust that a group of professionals know how to talk to each other without needing that shit. Normal size forks. I always use salad forks because they're lighter and feel better, and I get so annoyed when they're all dirty and I have to use a normal size one. In central Ohio they cut round pizza into small square pieces, and everybody acts like this is a normal thing. Science denies, although I don't think that's insignificant. I hate when people call me Ash. That's not my name. My name is 2 syllables. Just say the whole thing. Thanks. For a decade or so I have not been able to introduce myself as Jake or answer the phone "This is Jake" without having to hear from State Farm. When the audio and the video don't sync up by more than half a second. When the DVD screensaver almost hits the corner, but doesn't. Global pandemic. I know the meaning of pandemic has changed, but the Greek prefix pan literally means every. People that say they are blessed. It's an excuse to show off their wealth while trying to appear humble. If you have a blessed sign in your house or say "we are so blessed" when trying to show gratitude for your wealth, I assume you are a selfish piece of shit and will avoid you at all costs. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more interviews.